You know what today is? It's Q&A Tuesday. Let's get right to your questions. And I want to point out, thank you guys so much for these questions coming. As the season starts to wind down, we're winding down on our episodes here, but I really appreciate all of you put into this, all the questions. I've learned a lot. I hope you guys have learned a lot. And don't forget to start thinking about your garden for spring and some questions you might have about the spring. So let's get right to these. Bev Sullivan from Facebook asks, are the brown lower branches on this golden Japanese cedar a sign of a problem? We purchased it at Barlow's. The couple things going on with this cedar. If you look, there's some pine cones on there. I'm feeling that it might have dried out a little bit. The pine cones is a sign that it's trying to reproduce. So I'm concerned to make sure that you keep it well moist and it's well irrigated. The second thing is those branches that are browning look like it could have been physical damage too. It could have been something from an animal, like a squirrel or something, or maybe when you got in there and were mulching the beds. So take a look at that. I would definitely prune those off though, because those are not coming back and you don't want to introduce diseases into dead wood. Thank you for your question, Bev. Second question, Erin. Hey Barlows, this is too late in the season to trim my fruit trees. Well, Erin, you don't want to trim your fruit trees right now. You trim your fruit trees in late winter, early spring. If you prune them now, you open the door for diseases going into the winter where the tree is not hardy enough getting into the winter. So do not prune your fruit trees now. Late winter, early spring is when you prune those fruit trees. Audrey asks, what is the best date in Monmouth County for fall pruning of limelight hydrangeas? Well, Audrey, I just pruned my limelight hydrangeas this past weekend. Right around the middle to the end of October, you can prune them. You can prune them all the way up to Thanksgiving, actually. I prune them now because I wanted to bring those stems inside, and I put them in a vase on my dining room table. Limelights you can prune down pretty low because they are paniculata hydrangeas, so they will come back next year. They form their flower buds throughout the summer. I have Mary. What do we do with Montauk daisies after they're flowering? So Mary, you can prune those back down almost to the about this high, depends on how big they are, but about halfway back you can cut them back once they're all done flowering sometime around the end of Thanksgiving. Finally, Amy asks, I'd like to bring my hibiscus in for the winter. What are some things I should do? Well, now is definitely time you want to bring it inside if you do want to overwinter your hibiscus. A couple quick tips on that, and then we're going to also have a follow-up video that you can watch later in the week. First and foremost, you want to make sure you get all the bugs off of it. So what you want to do is either treat it with an oil or some type of spray to make sure there's no bugs that you bring into your house. Second, we like to cut it back halfway, so you really want to prune that back because it's not going to push out any more growth. And third, we also like to recommend that you repot it. So you want to put it in a nice pot, a nicer, bigger pot, and break up those roots. Thank you so much for these questions. I really appreciate them, and I hope you guys are getting as much as I am. Have a great day.